Yo, welcome back to the Bear Down Meats channel. In today's video, we're going to be talking a lot about offense and how to simplify the offense for you guys. Now, in college football, it's not like it's that hard to score, but there are some times where defense is kind of giving you fits, and maybe you just don't know how to attack them or what you should even start to look at to attack them. And that's things that we're going to be going over in today's video, simplifying offense to make it easier for you all to determine what you all want to do on offense. And again, really just keeping it simple. So we're going to give a few tips. Again, we're going to give some online clips to go over and show those tips being applied, and hopefully this helps you all out. Now, going into tip number one, okay, I have two teams here in practice mode. The first thing that we're going to look at is the safeties. Okay, the first thing as we walk up to the line of scrimmage is going to be the safeties. Are they in a too high safety, or are they in a and this is supposed to show like a cover 3 look, but let's just see here if we can switch it. Are they in 2 high safety or 1 high safety? Okay, there's going to be also a time where they're going to have a safety that's kind of down. Maybe he's in the box as well, but we're going to be looking at that 2 high safety versus the 1 high safety. Now, the reason, and I'll just give you the details here, we're going to it a little bit deeper. For 2 high safety looks, more times than not, you could get a nice chunk of yards by just running the ball. In 1 high safety looks, because the box is going to be more stacked, again, that safety more than not is going to be in here. More times than not, you do want to go ahead and see if you can attack them in the air and find the open spaces, but there are situations where you also could run the ball. So that's going to be like the first tip, but the 2 kind of tells that you want to go ahead and look at first. Okay, now after you look at the 2 safeties, the next thing you want to do is go ahead and check the underneath defensive backs. Okay, and you want to see if they are in some type of zone or man. So as you can see, we're in the zone right here. Let me reset the defense just to make sure. We're in the zone right here. Now, if you look at the DB, he's kind of off of my off the ball. Okay, what you're looking for is either if they're manned up directly, like one guy is over them directly, or if they're kind of in between spaces. So right now they're in the zone. Let's switch over to a cover 2 man. Okay, now as you can see, they press down a little bit more and they're lined up directly over my receivers. Now they could always, make them go back a little bit, but if they look like they are right in line, that's going to signify man a little bit more. All right. Now, the next thing that I look at personally, and I suggest you look at, is what's called a box check. Okay. Now, the box check is you basically checking for a run. Earlier in the video, I said that if they have the 2 high safety, more than likely you're able to get a nice chunk of yards on the ground. And if they have 1 high safety, most likely you want to go ahead and try to pass. Now, that's not always the case. And this is when tip 3 comes in, which is the box check. Okay. The box check is looking at your block. Okay. Your blocking assignments, if you definitely are, thinking about running the ball, and seeing what their line looks like. So as you can see here on their defensive line, they have 3 down linemen. Okay, they do have these 2 that are right here, closer to the ball, but obviously he should be guarding 88, and this is a free guy. So if we check, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 against what could be 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 right here. That's assuming that all of these guys are coming down to stop the run. Okay, now in that instance, we like those numbers, okay, because we know we have a hat on a hat. Okay, if your blocking looks strong enough to go ahead and get a run, no matter what the safety look is, I would run the ball and make them, stop you at that point, because you could just pick up a big gain of yards. We're going to try to just run through here and see. But as you can see here, we're able to pick up like, 5 to 7 yards or so. Again, I trust that my guys are going to get the blocks that we need, and we'll be able to find some sort of space. Okay. The last tip before we go into the live looks is going to be utilizing motion, okay, to determine what that defense is in. Okay, so right now, let's just show it. We have the defense in a zone here. Okay, again, we have them in the zone. What I'm going to do is that I'm going to motion my receiver over. Now notice the guy who was lined up over Greathouse, did not follow him across the formation. Now let's switch over to a cover 2 man. Okay, now as you can see, everyone's man to man. Now watch what happens when I motion Greathouse. He follows him all the way across the formation. Okay, telltale sign that you have man-to-man coverage, and then from there you can start to make your reads. Now those are the 4 things that I look at. Okay, after that, it's me trying to determine what space I want to exploit, if I'm just going to simply run, and we're going to get into more of those, and like I said, real live looks at these clips to show my thought process and why I made the decision that I did. All right, so as I come out here on the 2nd and 10, again, let's go ahead and look at what we have here. Okay, we have the 2 high safety look. I'm looking at the box, and again, my first tip was if we have 2 high safety, it's probably something that we want to run. So what I do really quick here is I go ahead and bring my tight end over for an extra blocker to the side that I know that I'm going to. Again, he brings down the safety, but again, with my initial read of the defense, I want to go ahead and run the ball. As you can see, I'm able to pick up a pretty decent gain there. All right, coming back to the offensive line. Again, what do we see? We see a 2 high safety look. Now look at this time. Look, the formation that I'm in. Look at the amount of people I have on my offensive line as well as my fullback. Okay, so I have clearly the numbers on him. So if we go into this play again using the tips, I go ahead and just run the ball. I do get a little bit of help with the broken tackle here, but as you can see, we're able to put that out for a pretty big gain. All right, coming into this play again, you see I have the 2 high safety look, and now you see me utilizing motion. Okay, so I just wanted to double check and make sure they were in the zone. Me motioning Chad Johnson lets me know that they were in the zone, most likely like a cover 2 of some sort. So what I was expecting is those linebackers to basically drop off. As you can see, they did. I was able to go ahead and get a pretty big scramble up the middle for a nice chunk of yard. Now, as we get up to the line on this one, you can see the defensive lineman looks more so like a cover 3, okay, or maybe like a cover 1 man. All right, now the tail that I'm looking at now is look how far the left defensive back is off. Okay, now if he happens to be in the cover 3, which I could have confirmed by motion, but I just figured that he was in that cover 3, we know that defensive back is going to backpedal. Okay, so what I did is I went to the speed out. Okay, as you can see, I make my adjustment there. I put him on the speed out. You can see the defensive back start to back up, and it's an easy first down pickup. Okay, let's take a look at this play here. So what are we looking at? Okay, we see we have the 1 high safety. So again, I'm going to try to attack spaces. I put a man into motion. He does not follow him. I know that they're in some type of zone. More than likely, it's going to be cover 3. And with the cover 3, I know that the inside defender, so right over Y, which is Mike Evans, is going to be kind of in a seam flat. So he's going to flare out just a little bit. That outside corner is going to go deep into the zone. So what am I doing now? I'm just trying to find a way to give myself some answers. I put A on kind of like a deep cross. I wait for Mike Evans to hit that soft spot in that zone. Boom, touchdown. As we get into this next play, what are we looking at? Okay, so we have 2 deep high safeties. Okay, now the next thing I'm wondering is, are they in man or are they in zone? Which to me, it looks like they're in man coverage to me personally, because as you can see, the outside defensive backs are on to, my receivers, and then even my slot receivers, everyone has someone aligned over them. So what am I thinking this is here? I'm thinking it's probably cover 2 man. Okay, so as you can see, I go through my hot routes. I know that those 2 deep safeties should part, so I'm putting an out route to kind of distract that safety, and I put 2 seams, and as you can see, I was exactly right. My running back is too fast for the linebacker that's actually covering over him. He splits the safeties, and it's a touchdown. Now, as we get into this next play, let's go ahead and just take a brief moment to look at what we got here. Okay, so we have the two high safety look. All right, now remember, in that instance, I said more times than not, we do want to go ahead and probably run the ball. Okay, now their box does look pretty stacked, but let's just count the numbers. Okay, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 blockers that I know are going to be blocking. Okay, they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, again 7. So it's a 7 on 7 in the box. Now this one, more times than not, people may say, okay, it looks like, this is too much in here, so I'm not going to run, because it looks like I'm just going to run into a wall. But again, if you count your blockers, 7 on 7, everybody should have a hat on a hat. So as you can see, I'm going ahead and keep this run play. I'm going to just playmaker it to the right side because I like the way that looks more. As you can see, we get the hat on the hat. I'm able to make a move. He takes a bad pursuit angle. We are able to turn it up the field, and we're able to go ahead and score a touchdown. All right, as we walk up to the line, let's talk about how this next play looks. So what I can see is that they look like they're in a cover zero look. Okay, looks like he's bringing some extreme pressure. So as you can see, as I go through my thought process here, I know I should have someone over the top. Okay, but I do want to get a safety net. So as you can see, I'm going to put A on just kind of a drag route underneath, and my attack is to drop back as fast as I can, lob this over the top since there should be no safety help over the top. Boom, leads right to a touchdown. All right, that is going to conclude the content for today. Again, just wanted to provide a few tips and things that I look at on the offensive side of the ball to make the game a little bit easier for myself. Football is kind of complicated. You can get very, very deep, but you can basically break this game down into a few simple things to help your offense improve. So again, I would apply these principles either online or offline. It doesn't really matter, because at the end of the day, it is football. And let me know how you all do with them down in the comments. If you want to go ahead and try it out, come back to this video. Let me know if this is helping you out. That would be great. Of course, you do have to study the game a little bit more, understand what route concepts beat the defensive coverages. Again, that's just going to come more with playing the game though. So as you get better at that, you will get better at exploiting those spaces or those mismatches that you do see. Again, hopefully this content helps someone out. If you did enjoy the content, feel free to go ahead and subscribe, hit the bell notification. That way you're always notified when we do drop a new video. If you want to, leave a like. It does help us get recommended. It helps us boost the channel. I appreciate you all 135,000%. But until next time, we're out.